Hey guys, welcome back to Ken's Cinema Sofa. If it's your first time here, I'm your brother Ken. I'm a missionary and I've been stationed in Japan for the past 12 years as a Bible teacher and preacher. But this channel is all about exploring my other great passion, awesome movies and TV series. We are getting into Miss Marvel tonight. I am a big Marvel fan. I love Marvel. I have some comics upstairs from the 1970s, Avengers comics. I believe some of the first appearances of Kang the Conqueror. And I know some people have kind of complained that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has, in this phase doesn't seem to have a story. It's not that it doesn't have a story, it's that it has many stories because it's a universe now. We're into it, folks, Yeah, it's a universe, and just like the comics, you can pick up whichever comic you like. You don't have to like all of them. Just pick up the comic that you like and leave the others for other fans. And even though they are all in the same universe, these stories are happening light years away, maybe in another galaxy, and that's all right, that's cool. It's a universe, just like you and me are not in the same place right now. I don't know what you're doing. Me, I'm about to bust open these cubed apples from 7-Eleven. It's a healthy country. I'm looking forward tonight to Miss Marvel. I never read the comic, but I'm interested in it because I think it's really genius to have a character that is actually a fan of another superhero character in the Marvel Universe. And I think also, me being a missionary, that there may be some religious and cultural elements related to this young girl. I believe she's Pakistani Muslim, Islamic. So yeah, I find that interesting as well. So you might find some religious, cultural commentary coming out here and there. It's not like that in all my videos, but I am who I am, so you can expect some of that if you're coming to my channel. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm not gonna talk anymore. Like and subscribe, come on. I see so many people dropping by and I'm glad for the views. Thank you for looking at my video and giving thumbs up. I appreciate that. But come along for the ride. There's plenty of room on the sofa. Maybe not this sofa, but so without further ado, episode 1, Miss Marvel. Let's get it. Okay, it's got some dark vibes. Oh, okay, there we go. 80s vibe.
Finally, the moment everyone has been waiting for. Earth's mightiest hero, Captain Marvel. Alien ships invading, Thanos being a jerk about magic.
Being a jerk? That's putting it lightly. I'm getting Spider-Man Homecoming vibes, which is cool. This is a kid, so it's just reflecting her mindset. That's awesome. I like that.
She blasted through Thanos' fleet like the flaming angel.
Flaming angel?
She punched Thanos right in the face. No offense to any of the other Avengers, but I really don't think they could have done that. Obviously, we don't know exactly what she's been up to, but hey, maybe she just needs...
She's jogging around Saturn's rings. Awesome.
Next week, I'm going to kick off a special 2-part series on why I think Thor is secretly a gamer. Comment and subscribe.
She's on to something with that.
If you don't stop praying long enough to put some food in your mouth, one day you will starve.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive you one day.
We have those in the Christian household too back home.
Just make sure that the instructor can see you move your head.
And remember to say Bismillah before you start the car. You're gonna need all the help you can get.
Don't even have a license.
Bless you. That's my car.
Try again next month.
I have taught her to drive myself.
Ma'am,
Yes.
because of your daughter, I'm walking.
Come on, are you trying to tell me she didn't look in the mirrors often enough for you and your clipboard?
Sorry, that your father earned with his very hard-earned money. It has seen a lot of trauma. I'm also really sorry that you're not going to be able to help me with all the things for your brother's wedding that you said you would.
So is that her brother in the house? The guy that was praying like...
I come from a long line of fantasy.
That's, you know what? she's got my eyesight from when I was like 14. I remember when I was a kid living in Englewood, me and my friends in the neighborhood, we thought we would make a superhero group to kind of fight crime in the neighborhood. That didn't work out too well. I mean, thank God I'm still alive here making this video for you guys.
I'm just gonna sneak in and grab my chem textbook. Alright, we're in the middle of something. What's that?
Rough morning all around.
I told my mom to stop texting you guys.
Plenty of people fail their driver's test. Instructors focus on the tiniest things.
I crashed my cart into his cart.
So I guess we're not going to Avenger Con?
Avenger Con. Of course, though. Of course there would be that in a world where the Avengers exist. Forget comic book conventions.
I'm sorry, I really do love you. Are you inviting me over to play Smash Bros? Because if so, I'm busy.
Smash Bros.
I hate the game. Thing is, I do hate the game.
Did she just say I hate the game? We'll forgive that.
Really?
Sorry, Zoe.
I like your necklace.
Thanks. It's actually my name in Arabic.
Okay, see you later.
Well, is she Pakistani, or so she might be Pakistani, but the language of Islam is Arabic. That's what I'm thinking.
I get it.
You get what?
Well, I hear you've had a hectic couple weeks. Very funny. You're doodling. Well, you know I'm not trying to scare you, right?
Do I have to figure out my whole future before lunch, or?
She's got, good comedic timing. I like her. Okay, I just did a little search on Google. So, as I thought, she's Pakistani American, but Islam, of course, stems from the Arabic people, which goes even further back to Ishmael, one of the sons of Abraham. Talk about that later.
There's not going to be another first Avenger Con ever again. Never.
Switch the backup plan and take a lot of finesse and subtlety on your part. You just...
That might be a problem.
If I'm weird, you're weirder.
I know. But more importantly,
Okay.
I've gotten weirdly good at airbrushing.
I put the rest of it together. But
Lord have mercy. Thank God for childhood innocence.
High-fiving in slow motion.
Hey, how about steampunk Captain Marvel?
Steampunk is dead.
Okay, fine. How about a mashup? Like...
I liked steampunk back in the day of Final Fantasy VI. I'm really liking this. I like this. I feel like this show is really portraying the mind of a, 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 14-year-old? I don't know, but...
How was school?
I mean, apparently I have like 4 days to figure out my whole future, so that's...
Oh, don't be so dramatic, Kamada. What are you watching? Turn that on.
Yeah, I would think in an Islamic household they would be kind of conservative with, what to watch on TV. Similar to what I grew up with back in America, a Christian home.
And all this junk.
Well, I'd like to tell you that it's because my mother is growing old but doesn't want to die before passing on all her junk to us. Amir, have you lost your ears? That is junk. Then unpack the groceries.
Why can't Kamala do it?
Because she's going to help me with my errands. You know the ones for your wedding?
I don't know so much about the Pakistani culture. I believe it's north of India. That's all I'm comfortable saying, because I could say something really stupid like they seem similar in culture, and then that will really peeve a lot of folks. So, is that a sorry? Once again, that's all I know from Indian culture, because I have several Indian friends.
What happened?
She decided that she wasn't ready for commitment, so now she's off gallivanting through Europe to discover herself.
Always love that word, gallivanting.
I mean, she wanted to travel the world and she went for it.
Hmm.
So that's cool.
Be careful.
She's traveled.
She was getting very comfortable with some Gora boy named Rob in Belgium.
Rob.
It connects all your devices, and I added some features.
So this is going to be like her tech guy, I guess.
Did you ask her about Avenger? Ask her, just ask her. How did you do that so fast?
Stick to the gizmos, beta. This is my secret.
Okay.
So there's this thing called Avenger Con. It's the first fan events celebrating our great heroes of our time. Bruno's, he's like really into this stuff, you know.
Yeah, he is.
We want to go to a party at night.
It's not a party.
It's just that we don't trust anyone. How exactly will you be dressed?
Captain Marvel.
Everyone.
Like I'm asking to go to a party and do cocaine.
Well, that was a mistake.
Brought you some chai.
Woo, chai. See, come on, guys. You can't fault me. There's some similarities, Indian, Pakistani. I love chai. I got chai from my Indian friends in South Africa. They sent it to me by mail.
I'll talk to them.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you look kind of pathetic.
Thank you.
I'm gonna turn off the lights, or are you still afraid of the jam?
Okay, I'm not 12.
Well, this says you're 12.
That's a nice brother, though. That's a nice big brother. That's charming, though. That's beautiful. She said no. That's a rough thing, because even in Christianity, you know, we have a certain lifestyle that we want to safeguard for young people to live, to honor God with their bodies and things like that. But then if you push too hard, you know, and be too conservative, you can actually drive them the way you don't want them to go anyway. But it's just Captain Marvel. Come on. Trying to strike that pose, body type. I know girls, you know, I mean, everybody gets self-conscious about these things, but especially at this age, young girls, they deal with this.
We have decided to let you go.
Really? Really?
There are special conditions.
Uh-oh.
I have a surprise for you.
Oh, no.
Wait, best is yet to come.
I'm so glad that my neighbor moved. Okay,
This is mine.
you gotta respect that. Come on, they tried.
And you can't come with me. Not just like that, because it is so humiliating.
Oh no, sweetheart, look at your father. Look at what he did. My dad wouldn't do this. Yes, he would, without much prodding, to be honest.
I made this for you.
Oh, boo.
You're not going.
But I mean, I understand from her point of view. She's a young lady, and boys deal with this in a, you know, most boys deal with this in a different way. But she doesn't want to go looking like that, you know.
Maybe they're right. Maybe I spend too much time with fan art and costumes and with my head stuck in fantasy land. Let's be honest, it's not really the brown girls from Jersey City who save the world.
You want to save the world? Then you're gonna save the world.
Oh Lord, come on.
How did they turn on?
Right here. Bow. See?
Wow, that's nice. You know, it's okay. People have different likes and hobbies. There are different types of personalities out there. It's okay to be like this, to be a fan.
Sleep tight, beta. Please, switch the TV. Oh, yaar. Kamala, please tell Bruno the Zuzu is possessed by the evil jinn. He needs to fix it.
Evil Gene, which is what Genie comes from.
If I can't leave the house to go to AvengerCon, I'll go to AvengerCon without leaving the house. This is the plan.
Kamala, you're the best sister ever.
5:55, I suit up in the greatest Captain Marvel costume the Earth has ever seen, and like, don't worry, it'll be...
Oh wow, that looks like the actual suit.
Biking off a bridge onto a bus?
Dream bigger, Bruno.
That reminds me of what Cap did in the first Avengers movie during the attack of New York. Oh, so he's supposed to be Tony.
I learned to sew and you learned to airbrush the cosplay competition. I win, obviously. I'll sneak back into my room just before my dad comes in at 9:22 p.m.
So your mom's Hulk isn't the right idea, but maybe something Pakistani?
And I wonder how much of this is close to the comic, because I've never read the comic. But I do know that in the Avengers video game from Square Enix, sorry, I'm an old soul. She also makes an appearance at Avengers Con, or something like it, right? So what are those? So I can see definitely what little I know from the comics that they have changed her origin story. Because I believe in the comics she's an Inhuman. She's exposed to the same thing that made the Inhumans inhuman.
You've got to listen to me. What I have to tell you about parrots. Nope.
Believable excuse, not working. They weren't seriously gonna do that, were they? You know what? I just forgot this is not Japan, because I was going to say, don't worry about that bike. This is so crazy, because I think this is, if the Avengers were in our world, this is what would happen, I think. Oh, it's the original theme song. Cap's theme song. Star-Spangled Man with a plaid. America's ASS. This guy is wild, man. Uh-oh. Yeah, turn that off. Oh, that's like Captain Marvel's old comic costume. Is that girl? The bully?
The costume's not even accurate.
She doesn't even like the Avengers.
It's funny, it's not accurate, but it is actually in the comics.
You look great. Yeah, good.
What are you wearing?
Square Banner.
Whoa. Okay, people caught that on video. Well, she is the winner. I'm predicting it right now. Okay. Okay, so she has the stretchy limbs like the comics, but it's like energy based or something.
Where have you been? I'm not recognizing you. Who is this rebellious girl sneaking up? Who do you want to be in this world? Do you want to be good, like we raised you to be? Or do you want to be some, this cosmic head in the clouds?
Well, I have to give it to her. Instead of getting like typically like what my mom would have done, or she came and from a more, intellectual standpoint, and it caused her to think about her actions. And that's something my mom would do too. After the wow. Cosmic all the way. Well, man, that was good. I like it. I like it. Like I said, wait a minute. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else.
I've never seen powers like that. Whoa.
Yeah, bring her in.
Okay, that caught me by surprise because recently the Disney Plus Marvel films, TV series, have not had anything special at the end until the very last episode. So I'm glad I checked that out. Glad I didn't have to find out about that scene online on YouTube. So, guys, that's it. Miss Marvel episode 1. Yeah, I really liked it. Like I said, this is Marvel branching out their universe now, and they're creating so many other new heroes and stories and most of all, options for fans to enjoy. I go way back. When I was a kid, Power Pack, I would pick that up, go on a road trip with my parents, stop at a travel stop or a gas station, and that was one of the most fun parts of the trip is to go to the comic stand and just choose some comics to read and hold me over while we continue driving through the American West. There are going to be some people that, are not into this. I can't imagine why. It was imaginative, colorful. It had a strong personality. And that's what I like most about it. It has personality and it feels different from the other Marvel TV series and movies. So yeah, all I can say is, guys, welcome to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It truly is a universe now. It's not all about the Avengers. It may start off with that just because this character likes them. But then you have shows like Moon Knight, right? I don't think they mention the Avengers at all in that. Just some commentary on the lifestyle of the Islamic family. Islam and Christianity are related in that both are part of what we call the Abrahamic faiths. Judaism is the third part of that group. And they are all three related by the great patriarch Abraham, or his name was Abram, before God met him in the city of Ur, which, if you go check my website, Frontiers Nova, I have some articles about the ancient city of Ur and how it was actually unearthed. You can see, even in Chicago, where I'm from, the University of Illinois, the Oriental Museum, you can see artifacts from the city of Ur. And this is the same Ur that Abraham, the Bible says in Genesis, that Abraham was from. So Abraham had a promise from God that he would have a child in his advanced old age. He and his wife Sarai, which she became Sarah later. And because of that, because of their advanced age, Sarah didn't believe and actually laughed when God and his angels came to visit them to bring this great news that you will have a child. And so what ended up happening is, because of their unbelief, which is human nature, they couldn't believe the unbelievable, what they can't see with their own eyes, what doesn't logically, scientifically make sense. Because of that, Abraham was encouraged by his wife Sarah to basically have sex with their Egyptian servant to produce a child. Then when the child came, they named him Ishmael. And then God actually came through, which, should be no big surprise, with his promise that they would have a child naturally. And their child they had was called Isaac, or Isaac, depends on if you want to get real technical with pronunciation. And so the Israel people came from Isaac. And from Ishmael came the Arabic, or what many people believe, even in tradition, this is just known, the Arabic people came from Ishmael. There came a time where Ishmael had to be put out from the household of Abraham because he was not getting along. Him and his mother, for whatever reasons, just weren't getting along with Sarah and her son. And I believe there was a birthday party where Ishmael was teasing Isaac. And so Sarah was like, that's enough, send him out. And so Abraham was torn over it. But God sent an angel anyway, even though he had promised, the biblical promise, that Israel, or Isaac's line, would produce Israel. They would be God's people. God still did not forget Ishmael. And an angel came to he and his mother in the desert and promised that they would be a great nation. That's the biblical account. I'm not for sure clear about what it says in the Quran. I have done some studies of the Quran, but that particular thing I haven't covered yet. So the reason I bring all that up is to show that there is kind of a joint spiritual heritage to a point. And so there are similar values of holiness and keeping yourself pure, and there's value and much to be cherished in the human body that is made by God, and sexuality, which is sacred because it's the sharing and joining of two souls, which is beautiful and valuable biblically. And so families that are Christian and adhere to the Bible and to Scripture, and I would assume those that are Islamic, share certain values about how much a young man or a young lady should show of their skin and their body. And we believe these things because we live in a world that is increasingly losing value and understanding of the sacredness of the human body, which the Bible teaches is made in the image of God and sexuality, which, you know, is an incredible, joyous gift from God. You know, this is what the Bible teaches. I don't know about the Quran, but the Bible teaches it. And so there seems to be a cheapening of it, and not understanding that not only is it joyous and pleasurable, which is the way God made it. There are certain books in the Bible that go on and on. You will blush. I was teaching a Bible class to some older Japanese ladies, and they asked about the book, the Song of Solomon in the Bible. And when I started to read some scriptures from it, their faces turned red, you know. And that book is all about King Solomon, son of King David, and his poetry he's writing to his new bride. She is writing poetry back to him. This is before their marriage, going up in courtship. And they get real, y'all. Okay? There's nothing wrong with the pleasure and the joy of sexuality. But there's also mixed in the gift, a divine gift that God gave humans to be able to create new beings in their image. Just like he created man in his image, and he gave that gift through sex to human beings to be able to do the same thing too. So it's not just about having a good time and a roll in the hay, you know. It's pleasure, joy, the joining of two souls, and then through that, the expression of that through creating a new soul, a new life in each parent's image. It's beautiful. So if Islam shares any inkling of what I just said, if there's any hint of that in their traditions as well, then you can kind of understand where Kamala's parents are coming from, you know. But at the same time, many religious families, and I know as a missionary, I love Christ. I am completely sold out to the claims and the deity of Jesus Christ. But sometimes you can do more damage by pushing these strict rules without talking deeply about what we believe and who God is and who his personality, what his personality is, and who you are made in his image. And a lot of families don't do that. They don't have those kind of talks because they're just not theologically trained. You know, they're not even reading the Bible deeply themselves. So that is an issue, and that's why I am such a proponent of Bible literacy. That's one of my missions. But anyway, back to the show. I like that it is dealing with these issues, this balance of issues, and I like the freshness that's coming from learning about the Pakistani culture. I didn't mean to, you know, disrespect anybody that may be watching this video about, you know, the similarities between the Indian people and the Pakistani people. I know there are some disputes that they have at their border. So yeah, forgive me for that. I was just speaking about what I was seeing, just kind of thinking out loud a little bit when they talked about the chai and you know, some of the clothing they wear. You know, it looked Indian like. And I know that, once again, I said because I have several friends that are Indian, and so I've learned a lot about their culture. So yeah, if you know any more that you can tell me, some of the differences between Pakistani and Indian culture and clothing, and you know, please let me know in the comments. I'm a sponge, you know. I soak up information as long as it's being fed to me. So if you liked this reaction, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, feel free to give it a thumbs down, and come on back next time because I am getting better. Have a good night or a good day. God bless you wherever you are in the world right now.